The survival of Jennifer Morey. Most survival stories unfold over days, months, or years. This one unfolded in minutes. Minutes in which fear, instinct, and courage collided, and a young woman made a decision that would save her life. This is the story of Jennifer Morey. A story not about chance, but about resistance. Not about luck, but about clarity under unimaginable pressure. This is the survival of Jennifer Morey. In April 2011, Jennifer Morey was a college student living in Longmont, Colorado. She was focused on school, working part-time, and planning her future, concerns that felt ordinary, even mundane. On the night of April 12th, Jennifer returned to her apartment after a long day. She was tired, ready for sleep. Her roommate was away. The apartment was quiet. Nothing felt out of place. Jennifer locked the door behind her. What she didn't know was that someone else had already been inside. At approximately 3 a.m., Jennifer woke suddenly. Not to noise, but to presence. She realized she was not alone. A man stood in her bedroom. He had entered through an unlocked window earlier that night and waited in silence for hours. His name was Theodore Wafer, a registered sex offender with a long history of violent behavior. Jennifer did not panic blindly. She assessed. She noticed details. She understood, almost instantly, that compliance would not guarantee survival. Many people believe they know how they would react in danger. The truth is that survival often depends on instinct sharpened by seconds. Jennifer realized she had only one chance. She did not scream. She did not freeze. She fought back. Using every ounce of strength she had, Jennifer resisted. She struck, pushed, and struggled, creating chaos instead of submission. The resistance disrupted the attacker's plan. That disruption saved her life. Jennifer managed to escape the bedroom and run through the apartment. She did not stop. She did not look back. She fled to safety and contacted police immediately. Her actions, quick, decisive, relentless, turned the situation from victimization into survival. The threat was no longer hidden. The crime had failed. Law enforcement arrived quickly. Jennifer provided a clear description of her attacker. She described his appearance, his movements, his behavior. Her clarity under stress was remarkable. Officers canvassed the area immediately, and within hours, they located a suspect. The man arrested had a disturbing criminal background. He was a registered sex offender. He had prior convictions for violent crimes. He had failed to comply with monitoring requirements. This raised an immediate and troubling question. How had someone so dangerous been free and unmonitored? Jennifer's survival exposed a systemic failure. Physical evidence supported Jennifer's account. Her testimony was consistent. The timeline matched. The scene corroborated her resistance. The case moved quickly. This time, there would be no ambiguity. Theodore Wafer was charged with multiple felonies, including burglary and attempted sexual assault. Jennifer's resistance did more than save her life. It prevented further harm. It forced accountability. In court, Jennifer faced the man who had intended to control and silence her. She did not shrink. She did not avert her eyes. She spoke clearly, calmly, and truthfully. Her testimony carried weight, not because of emotion, but because of strength. The jury found the attacker guilty. He was sentenced to decades in prison. For the first time in a long time, the system worked as it should. Justice was not delayed. Justice was decisive. Experts later analyzed Jennifer's survival response. They noted several critical factors: situational awareness, refusal to submit, rapid decision-making. Jennifer did not rely on strength alone. She relied on agency. Her resistance disrupted control, the most dangerous weapon an attacker possesses. Jennifer's story challenges dangerous myths. That resistance always makes things worse. That victims should comply to survive. That survival depends on size or strength. Her case proves that assertive resistance, when possible, can be life-saving. Survival does not mean forgetting. Jennifer faced trauma, anxiety, recovery, but she refused to let the attack define her future. She continued her education. She reclaimed her independence. She rebuilt her sense of safety. Jennifer later chose to share her story publicly, not for attention, but for awareness. She wanted others, especially women, to understand their power. Her message was clear. You are not powerless. Jennifer's case reignited conversations about sex offender monitoring, parole enforcement, community safety. Her survival forced institutions to examine gaps that could have led to tragedy. Chapter 16. Courage under immediate threat. True courage is not calm heroism. It is action taken while terrified. Jennifer's courage was immediate, instinctual, decisive. This story matters because it centers survivor agency. It rejects victim blaming. It provides real lessons about safety and resistance. Jennifer Morey did not survive because she was lucky. She survived because she acted. Jennifer Morey was targeted. She was threatened, but she refused to surrender control. Her survival stands as proof that courage can exist in the smallest window of time, and that resistance, when possible, can change everything. This was the survival of Jennifer Morey, a story of courage under immediate threat, a reminder that survival is not weakness, it is strength. If you want more responsible, in-depth true crime stories focused on understanding, resilience, and accountability, subscribe to Mystery Grid. Because every story is a puzzle, and some are solved by the will to fight back.